I'm about to show you 6 simple tactics to beat the nerves on tournament day, so you can stop overthinking every move and actually go win points. What's up guys, Brady here from PBN. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel if this video helps you, because I promise it'll help someone else too. And a huge thank you to our PBN Pit Crew members. You're the reason this community keeps pushing forward. If you want to support what we're building here, you can join PBN. Links down in the description. You'll get early access to everything we drop, including layout breakdowns that give you an edge before practice weekend. Now, let's jump into the show. So I titled this video Get Out of Your Head because I'm going into a tournament this weekend and I haven't played with these guys a bunch, and I haven't played a lot this year. I've been broadcasting most of the year, and so yeah, my head has been in paintball. I've been a student of the game throughout this season, but I haven't practiced the fundamentals of paintball. And so, you know, with it being a while since I've played and thinking about my tournaments in the past, something that I tend to do is get in my head. And I'm sure a lot of you guys feel this way on tournament day at some point, or have felt this way at some point in your paintball career. And so I thought about some ways that I've learned to overcome that and get back to performing at the highest level I can. And so we're going to jump right into it. So what does it mean to be in your head? Being in your head just means your attention shifts away from the present moment and into imagined outcomes. Usually they're negative outcomes. And so instead of reacting to what's actually happening, you're focused on fears, worries, and the pressure to perform. Your mind becomes crowded with the what ifs, making even simple decisions feel heavy. And your confidence tends to shrink and hesitation starts to take over. And so it's something like playing 2 games at once. You have the game in front of you, and you have the imaginary one where everything goes wrong. And so I remember my first regional tournament. It was the MSXL Nashville, and it was bigger than anything I'd ever played. And up until this point, my home field, it was a tiny airball field stuck on the edge of a woods ball field. And the dirt was full of bricks, so every time you slid or tried to dive, you're basically gambling with your kneecaps. And so when I got the invite to go to Nashville, I had no idea what I was walking into. It was full X-ball, big crowds, legit teams, and there's a photo of me and my buddy who was our team captain at the time, and you can see it all over my face. I was all in my head. I was worried about what was to come, and he noticed it too, because he looked at me and he said, "Dude, you'll be fine. Get out of your head. Just have fun." And so what I didn't realize at the time, that this is the real reason that I was in my head. It wasn't the size of the event or the unfamiliar field, the venue, the different place. It wasn't the teams that were playing. It was the pressure I was putting on myself. As a competitive person who cares about my team, I wasn't afraid of getting shot. I was afraid of letting people down. I was afraid that if I made a mistake, if I died early, and if I wasn't perfect, then I would be the reason that we lost. And that fear, the weight of that, is what puts you in your head. Because instead of playing the game in front of you, you're playing 1,000 imaginary losses that haven't even happened. And so here's the truth. Most players don't get in their head because the other team is actually better than them. They get in their head because of what they think failure would mean. And for most of us, it shows up in 3 ways. And so here's the first way that these fears usually show up. Number 1 is letting the team down. So this is an external pressure, right? You care about the guy standing next to you. These are your brothers and sisters. You've built trust and practice in drills in all the time that you've spent grinding together. So now every move you make feels like it carries the entire weight of the tournament. So it's not just a game anymore. It feels like your identity as a teammate is being tested. You're not afraid of getting shot. You're afraid that if you get shot, everyone else pays for it. And that pressure makes you freeze, hesitate, and second guess. And suddenly, the thing that you were scared of becomes the thing you cause. Now, the second fear that comes up is not living up to your own expectations. It's wasting the time that you put in. And this is an internal pressure. So this one hits the grinders, the people who give up their weekends, their money, sleep, and time with their family to get here. You want the work to mean something. You want this event to prove the grind was worth it. But instead of confidence, the pressure flips on you, and you start saying to yourself, what if today doesn't show how far I've come? That fear squeezes the joy out of the moment. You're no longer playing to win. You're playing to not invalidate the sacrifice that you made. And that fear makes you tighten up. Now, here's the third fear: not being good enough. Now, this one is a performance insecurity and exposure under pressure. This one hits fast when the stakes rise. You just leveled up to a new division. You're playing all new competition. People are watching, and suddenly every move feels like it might expose you. You're not scared of the gunfights. You're scared of being the weakest dude on the field. You don't want to be the one everyone points to later and says, he wasn't ready for this. So instead of taking initiative, you get quiet. You hesitate. You wait for someone else to make the move. And that hesitation is what gets you shot. You're so worried about proving that you're good enough that you stop doing the things that make you good enough. There's the three fears. And all three of these fears come from the same place. You care about competing at the highest level that you can. But when fear takes the wheel, you stop playing the game in front of you and you start playing the one inside your head. That's how you lose games that you're skilled enough to win. Now, this is an important note, and I want everyone to pay really close attention here, because this is how these fears will spread seeds of doubt amongst your team. One tiny comment like, hey, we need to watch out for this team. You guys heard that one before? Those are the guys we need to watch out for. It sounds like strategy, but underneath, it's really saying, they're better than us. We're not ready. We should be scared. That one sentence becomes a seed, and suddenly the entire team starts watering it. With nervous jokes, second guessing, forced hero moves, all because of a comment that sounded harmless. If you're going to talk about the other squad, make it tactical, not emotional. Instead of saying, we need to watch out for their snake, say they are good at playing the snake, here's how we're going to shut it down. One builds fear, the other builds confidence and clarity. Your words will either give away power or take control of the match before it starts. And I want you to choose power. Now, here's 3 ways that we can do that. So, fix number 1 is do your job. Now, this is a counter to the fear of letting the team down. You don't have to win the whole tournament by yourself. You just have to do your job well. Trust your teammates to do theirs, and trust the systems and game plans that you created in practice. Your role doesn't need to be flashy to be valuable. So, contribution over perfection. Every point is won by 5 people doing the right small thing at the right time. Now, fix number 2 is trust your reps. This is a counter to the fear of wasting your time. Tournament day isn't the test. It's the reward for all the testing you already did. You paid in sweat, money, bruises, and weekends, and that work is already in the bank. Now is not time to prove it. Now is the time to use what you've already proven. Does that make sense? So this one is confidence over proof. You earn the right to be calm here because you already know what to do in these situations. Now, the third way to get out of your head, take space on the field. This is the counter to the fear of not being good enough. You don't prove your value by hiding. You prove it by taking initiative. The field rewards the players who move first, communicates loudest, and commits the hardest. You're not here to avoid mistakes. You're here to force the other team into them. Big moves aren't risky when they come from confidence and timing. They're risky when you hesitate. Take ground, fill space, and force reactions. Because the fastest way to show you're good enough is to play like it right now. Nobody respects the guy who plays small. They respect the one who takes the moment. Okay, so there's the 3 fixes, and yes, they will help you stay out of your head, but sometimes, even with the right mindset, pressure can still sucker punch you midpoint. Now, maybe you get clipped on the break, maybe your lane misses, maybe someone yells, "Snake is hot," and suddenly everything feels urgent. Your brain starts doing laps. Don't mess up, don't die, don't be the reason we lose. That's when you need to reset and fast. So here is how we're going to do that. Now, the first point to resetting your mindset is narrow your focus. At this point, when shit hits the fan, you do not need to win the whole point. You do not need to pull off a miracle. Shrink the problem down to one little decision. What's the right move right now? So, head check, snap, wrap, go. Win this next moment, not the entire point. Now, the second way we're going to do this reset, is communicate. Talking keeps your brain engaged in the game, not in the panic. If you're calling what you know, your mind can't spiral into fear. Even simple calls like "Snake is hot," "Dorito 2 is looking at me," "I've got your tape," anchor you back to the mission. So communication kills hesitation. And the third and final way is win the next 5 seconds. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to string together enough small victories, 5 good seconds, gun up, keep pressure, stay alive, then 5 more, then 5 more. Stack enough of those, and suddenly the point flips in your favor. When the pressure gets big, make the game small. One decision, one call, 5 seconds, and repeat. That's how you get control back. That's how you stay dangerous when others panic. Now, pressure is always going to show up. Self-doubt will always try to talk. The other team is always going to look scary until the first horn blows. But now you know what to do when that voice starts running its mouth. Do your job, trust your reps, take space. And if your brain starts freaking out midpoint, one decision, one call, 5 seconds, and repeat. You don't win tournaments by being perfect. You win tournaments by staying alive and stacking good decisions until the horn sounds. So the next time you gear up and the pressure hits, good. It means you care. Look across the field, take a breath, and remind yourself, I'm here for a reason. I've done the work. Let's go handle business. One more thing before you go. Right now, I'm looking for divisional players, D5 to semi-pro and WNXL, who have a specific skill that gives them an advantage on the field. So anything that helps you change the game. If you have something you're confident in and you want to come on the show and teach it to other players who want to level up, DM me on TikTok or Instagram. This is your chance to step up, share what you do best, and get your name out there. And again, we're here to highlight the 99% of paintball that is widely uncovered. And if you guys stuck around this long, I appreciate you guys hanging in there, and hope this was helpful for you. If it was, share it with somebody on your team. They might find it useful too. And for everybody else, good luck out there this weekend at EXL, and we'll see you guys in the next one.